Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MK League Season 4 Finals. My name is Knight, a.k.a. Chris Cunningham. I'm just chilling. I've had a long night, but I'm excited to get into some Mario Kart this afternoon. For me, it could be nighttime for you, depending on your time zone. It could be the middle of the afternoon, but we are going to have 24 races to decide the Season 4 winner. It's been a very interesting season, given that it's been kind of here, there, everywhere, up, down, front, back, and side to side, but it was pretty exciting. I ended up racing twice, and I got beaten out by, I think, Gabe in the final week to get kicked out of the final standings. Oh, Unimunchi, how's it going in the chat, by the way? I know you're going to be competing. It's going to be a really interesting type of an event. We have at least, I would say, 7 racers so far. This is a very big tournament day in competitive Mario Kart. But nonetheless, we are here today. We weren't here last week because Dave is doing really good adult things in the world. And then
I got a colonoscopy.
Colonoscopies, yes. And then it was Memorial Day weekend where I burnt my face off on a sailboat. So if you see me being red, I'm sure Dave's trying to figure out ways to get the saturation right because I'm still kind of a little bit burnt. And I still have, if you can notice, on my arm, I still have some burn. I'm burning off and peeling a lot of my skin off. But don't worry. Oh no. Yeah, he's adjusting the settings over there. I caught that. But so that went well. I mean, technically it's a sunburn because it's a burn from the sun, but I burnt it by hitting a metal bar. So technically I had a second degree burn right here, and then all over I kind of burnt myself too. It's more of a sunburn though. Even though I was on the water for 10 minutes, I don't understand. But metal conducts.
I think it would be more of a fun burn, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. It wasn't fun at the time. But anyways, we are back. We have a lot of players, and be curious to see who is going to be starting today. I can definitely confirm that we do have Unimunchi. We're going to have Stevens. It looks like we're going to be doing 24 races. So 2 sets of 12. That should make it a little bit easier. I'm going to be casting this like it's a golf tournament just because I need to save my voice. And I already kind of have died already. I think XNTS may or may not be playing. I'm not sure. Mario Party King will be. Gabe, a.k.a. Blistina, after one of his favorite Powerpuff Girls, is playing. Stevens is playing. And I'm pretty sure. Oh, we got Melpool, I don't believe will be playing. And Fate, I'm not sure. I'm entirely not sure what's going to happen or what to expect. But because I was looking at Discord and not looking at my screen, here are the standings from the past 10 weeks that qualified you into the top 12. We had about 18 players competing this season. Steven's going to be taking that regular season win. Not having to really play the full-time schedule, only 6 weeks this week. Mario Party King there in second, close behind. He only has missed 2 weeks so far. XNTS there in third, coming up from out of nowhere, having just missed the first 2 weeks and then taking a break weeks 5 and 6. We're going to have Melpool, Kane, Dave, Sneaks, who I don't believe will be in action today. Ginja, Unimunchi, Gabe, RarXD.
I think the Sneaks might come because I remember 805 asking last week if it was this week.
I think I'm not sure about Sneaks. I have no idea. He last week he did go to the water park here in Las Vegas. He did talk about because Sneaks also does tournaments every night in Las Vegas. He didn't have the run that he wanted. I casted his run. And he blames it on girl problems. So you know what? Sneaks has other focuses, but he is 13 years old, and I am all for it. It's funny. Just because you could, when Sneaks is off, he's off. And the fact that he was, honest about it, I'm just going to say it made my day. Or my night, at least.
Just based on that alone, looks like he's doing better than I am, so.
Oh yeah, I'm personally gonna stay single. I'm not going.
Mad props to him.
Yeah, for a few reasons. I'm not. gonna try to settle down. I have a brother who is 20. Oh my God, 26. Now we just turned. He's about to turn 27, and he has a 7-year-old. So I kind of get to reap the benefits of being a cool uncle without having to, deal with actually being a parent. So just to put it lightly.
Oh yeah, I would much rather be a cool uncle.
Yeah, it's so much better. Like I can just, like when my niece was a baby, you could just play with her, and then she just craps the bed. It's like, all right, Dad, come in, you deal with it. I'm out. It's just great. You don't have to worry about anything. But yeah, so we're gonna be seeing who's all coming in here pretty shortly. And I'm not going to make a prediction yet because I honestly don't know what to expect in this room. If XNTS isn't able to make it, then I would want to say that this is going to be going to Stevens in terms of who would be the favorite right now. So that's something to keep in mind. There's just a lot of action going on today. I don't know what is up with the day today. Obviously, the finale here for the PlayEX MK League Season 4 got pushed back a little bit due to a few things. There have been a few days that have kind of extended out the season, but that's totally cool. And I was even, forced to play a few rounds as well. So hopefully I'll be waking up. I'm trying to take a Red Bull right now. We have 5 players right now in the room, and this is going to be 24 races. This is going to be pretty long, and I am a little bit fearful. I'll say it right now. Not to be a bad guy here, but of an early runaway. So I'm hoping for the sake of the players in the room that this will be closer than anticipated.
Looks like I made an error. I should have added. So I made a separate channel for the finalists, and I added sneaks, and I apparently should have added 805 instead.
Oh, yes, that's a little bit of a toss. I don't know if he's online or what he's up to right now, honestly.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, 805 is.
Yeah, it's always safe to add them both. Oh, crap. I just realized. I enter this Marble Racing League, and it starts at the time that this starts. So I will go ahead, take a 10-second detour right now, put in my little command. What's up?
You think we'll be done by 2 Pacific?
24 races with a break. It's going to be very close. If it was 16 races, 100% guaranteed. 24, it's going to be like on or around. Depends on how big of a break it is.
It would only be 5-10 minutes max.
45.
If we start now.
If you start like right now.
And if we only do Baby Park. No.
Well, don't do the longer tracks in the game like TM or... what's the other longer track?
Big Blue.
I literally, my brain... I don't think it's Big Blue. I don't think... some of the checkpoint tracks are really like plausible distractors when it comes to it, so... Man, I am not... Man, I agreed to spontaneously do this cast, by the way, just so nobody holds me to a high standard, like literally 20 minutes before. So, I mean, I know that like I'm decent at casting, but like my mind is not on the speed of being able to comprehend things right yet. I don't think the longest track is Baby Park. That's not true at all. Could be long in your mind though. That's 100% true. Man, 7 laps of chaos.
Yeah, no XNTS.
Yeah, I think XNTS will be out of this one. Mega is out as well. Ginja is out. Melpool. The 4 of them are all in the same tournament. So, good luck to them. Personally, I've experienced what it's like to deal with organizers that don't know how to leverage Mario Kart. And I honestly am at the point where, like, this might sound kind of weird. I'm up for some hot takes today. I really am. If you don't know how to organize Mario Kart, you can throw however much money you want at it. It's going to go bad for you. It just will. Like, if you, like, there's maybe, like, I would say half a dozen organizers. Dave obviously being one of them. He got the memo to switch to friend rooms pretty early on, so give Dave some credit. Like, if you're what?
Hold your applause.
Oh, hold your applause. So, it's just, I don't know. I think, tournament mode is great to a degree, and it's great It's great for how MK League used to run. The tournament mode system worked well because it was setting up qualifiers for this ultimate free for all. But to create the entire tournament around it, tournament mode. It's fine if it's like a recreational thing. Don't get me wrong; it's actually a lot of fun, and it's an easy way to scale with a lot of people. But if you're putting prize money on the line, it's all RNG, so you can't really feel bad about it. If you get put in the wrong room, you get a longer race, you don't hit your cap, or something happens. There's a lot of external factors that go into being successful in that type of tournament. Here, we're going to be in a friend room. There's going to be 24 races. We're going to have 2 segments of 12 races apiece, and it looks like we are going to have at least 6 players getting things going. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Sneaks coming in here now is going to change the dynamic of this tournament a little bit, so we will have to see what will happen. And it's been I think it was XNTS, Chibi. I'm not sure if Manster had won a season, or if I think Chibi won 2 back-to-back, right? So
yeah, I think it was XNTS, Chibi twice.
Yeah.
Ooh, who won?
And here we are.
Oh yeah, this is season 4. Duh.
So
I can count.
This is going to be really unique because we will have a new winner, and I'd be really curious to see too if
be me.
It could even be Dave. If some players are just going to come,
no way,
like halfway through and join the lobby.
Ginja's gonna come late and play for.
Yeah, so Ginja's already coming late. So we'll have to see what happens. I mean, realistically, if you're not starting right now, if you're not one of these 6, you're not going to really have a chance to win, unless something happens. I think. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on. There's another paid money tournament. There's a tournament, essentially like for a pickup league that you have to play to be eligible for it. So that way they know that you're not a flake and you're not going to just leave, which makes sense actually. So that's just kind of a tournament that's running right now. And then there's some other streamer tournaments from what I know, and SNS tonight, which is cool. So hop on over if you want to see. I might be in action again for the first time this season. Man, I've had a rough stretch at SNS. Really hoping to improve that around. Got bullied by Stevens' teammate Michael.
One of these weekends, I'm coming out to Vegas and racing.
Yeah, Michael is Stevens' teammate, and we had a good battle. I think my issue is I can take Michael on. Like, there's no doubt about it. We're very close in some ways, but I play way too aggressive, and it just didn't go well. So here we go. DK Jungle, 50 Cent Cereal. Who is that? Is that XNTS?
Sneaks.
That's Sneaks. Okay. Yeah, Sneaks changes his Miis all the time. First race, Donkey Kong Jungle, no repicks, and here we go. 6 racers plus the bots.
I saw the DK CPU and I was worried that was Kane subliminally.
Yeah, this is going to be something to figure out. And I don't know where Kane is.
I really said he had something family related, I think?
Yeah, he must have something IRL related. He's always here, and I kind of do miss it, honestly. I think if that's the one, not to be negative here. The one con is that there's nobody really gunning to just murder Dave and have that be the sole premise of their.
Now.
Yeah, so it's good for Dave, but if you're watching this, then you might feel like Dave's just kind of on his own, and there's not a whole like subplot to this match. Anyway, Stevens is going to be getting out to a pretty big lead here. We're going to be seeing Gabe there. Dave getting completely bumped around there by Sneaks. Sneaks drastically trying to catch back up. Dave holding the fire. Opting not to stem it out at Sneaks. Going to go ahead and get this double box here. We're seeing Unimunchi there in about that 5th, 6th position. Shock TSing Dave. Dave actually gets the worst out of it from all of the players. You're going to see, this is actually fantastic. I will say this, though. We got Mario Party King there is Blue Yoshi. We have Unimunchi there is Inkling Girl. Dave is just this me situation. We'll talk about his face later. All for body positivity here, but Dave's knee looks atrocious. Anyway, Stevens is going to be out there in the lead as Wario. And then you're going to have Sneaks there as Waluigi. And oh, that's unfortunate. Unimunchi there with the triple green. Stevens, though, still has a relatively big gap right now. And it is going to be Sneaks trying to come back. You see Mario Party King trying to go up there. Unimunchi is just... I'm really curious if Kane is alting his Unimunchi right now, because Unimunchi is just murdering Dave. And it is really making your presence known here in the back. Or in the middle of the pack. I'm saying that back relatively because we only have 6 players in the room. Blue Shell coming into play here. And this is actually a smart move by Sneaks. He actually hits himself. I think that's going to hit Mario Party King there on the line. And that is a huge shuffle there towards the end of the race. Dave getting 5th here, so not the best POV there. Sneaks, Gabe, Stevens there in that one, then MPK. So that is going to be how things are going to play out here. Sneaks taking the win there in that first race. And this is going to be a Sneaks and Stevens heads up battle, I think is going to be coming down to it. So really looking forward to seeing how things are going to pan out here for the two of them. And we'll see what's going to happen to Mario Party King. He's going to be a little bit of a wild card. He's going to be a little bit more, I would say, part of the storyline because this room is smaller. He's always normally kind of a dark horse in the back, sandbagging or moving his way up. But obviously with less players, he's going to make naturally more of a punch, as are all the other 5 players too. And Gabe, you can't discount Gabe as well. Gabe was rocking the Prodigy tag, which is a Chilean team. So I hope for Gabe's sake, I'm not even sure what team Gabe is on anymore. But we're going to be going to Sherbet Land, not Sherbert, Sherbet.
Thank you.
And yeah, it's going to be an interesting series of races. I'm going to hop on here to see where Gabe is at right now. He is still on American Gunslingers. He's still vibing. So, good for Gabe. Dave here in 3rd. It's going to be Gabe and Sneaks there up at the front. It's going to be Unimunchi and Mario Party King there now moving into that 3rd, 4th position. It's going to be Stevens kind of hanging out there in the middle of the pack just for right now. Dave losing his red shell. Going to have this banana to work with here. And now is going to be trying to chase down Gabe. Oh, but he kind of hits the side there. The wall doesn't trick. It's going to allow Mario Party King to go ahead and take up 3rd place. Stevens now kind of encroaching there on the outside there with triple mushrooms. And it is going to be Gabe extending his lead. Dave really choking here and really becoming the victim of all of these shocks to boot. So this is going to be a rough spot there for Dave. Also, the Daisy bot is just miraculously up there. Dave's got to avoid those sitting greens, and he does. And trying to outline Munchie there for the box is able to, but Munchie bumps Dave and takes him away from that double box. So the blue shell going to be coming in here for Gabe. This has allowed Stevens and Sneaks to really battle it out here. But it looks like that blue shell was dodged in first by Gabe. So this is a huge opportunity here for Gabe to try to hold off Stevens and Sneaks. That's going to be the top 3 that you're going to be looking out for. Another shot coming into play. Nobody dodges there. So this is going to be also kind of an interesting situation. Mario Party King, though, is the first one to get up to full size here. And so Stevens here, or not Stevens, Dave here getting bumped a little bit there by Unimunchi is going to have this golden mushroom, and Mario Party King waiting there with the star to probably murder Dave. Dave gets bumped into a wall. He's going to go back to 6th. Meanwhile, it looks like it is going to be Gabe running away with things, but Gabe gets hit a little bit, and the blue shell's going to be coming in. This is extremely unfortunate with these last turn, essentially, blue shells. And I don't know, Sneaks might have just ran away with this thing up at the front, and Stevens could be getting 2nd from this. Unimunchi's going to get 5th. Dave is going to get 6th, as far as we know. And we'll see how this is going to turn in. And it's going to be Sneaks Mario Party King, Stevens, Gabe. Huge result there. Sneaks 2-0. And this could be Sneaks' tournament to lose, but it's very early on. Don't know what will be happening. And there's just plenty more action to take place here in just a few minutes. Gabe is now following, so thank you, Gabe. Excited to see. I'm actually going to go ahead, drop this link into some self-promo channels, see if we can get some things going here. Baby Park already getting picked or selected by Dave, but not picked. It's going to be Wario's Gold Mine here for race number 3. Yeah, so realistically, we'll finish this by around this segment by around 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Take a 5 to 10 minute break, assuming everybody gets going. And yeah, we should easily be done by 2 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern, in theory. So here we go. Gonna be working some things out here as we're going on to Wario's Gold Mine. And right now you see Dave there trying to get that double item box, gets a single box. Has to be a little bit careful here. Gabe, it's an interesting situation because initially this is all of the drafter, and Stevens there getting bobbed. Gabe doing a smart thing and actually taking the bomb and throwing it forward up to 1st. So that's going to allow Gabe to inherit the lead. Dave is here in 2nd, and then it's a big cluster of the pack basically behind Dave. Dave is at 6 coins. Has this red shell to work with. Gabe, though, is getting a little bit of a bigger lead, followed up by a mushroom. So Gabe is going to, likely Gabe has a few more coins than Dave, I would like to say. Sneak's also coming up, also boomeranging Dave. And I think, yeah, Sneak's there used his final throw, but now has a green shell that he's dragging. So Dave's got to be a little bit careful here. Oh, and his defense gets booed, and a shock coming into play. This is going to be huge, as it looks like that shock was a little bit rough on Gabe, who had to reverse slightly back into the item box set, but still has enough momentum to continue forward. Sneaks is going to be there. Dave has to be careful because Stevens, oh man, you know that's bad when Stevens doesn't even want to waste his reds on Dave. Stevens is just moving forward past Dave, holding onto his reds and just outlining him so he can save the reds for the top 2. I don't know. He kind of gave Dave a free pass there, but it's also a little bit rough when you know that there's a player who's confident that he doesn't have to red you. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. Stevens telling Dave to back off there with the greens. Dave falls a little bit. That's going to allow Unimunchi and Mario Party King to pass him. And so, oh man, Dave is kind of down horrendous right now in 7th place. But Gabe, despite all this, still in the lead. It looks like Sneaks might have gotten hit, and Gabe is just still on a run. And Gabe could be the one that's going to break Sneaks' streak. Now, oh, that was the last lap. I don't know what I was watching. Gabe there takes the win over Sneaks, so that does break the undefeated streak. Stevens is going to be getting 3rd. But what an interesting race that was. That was very unique, and Dave just really got punished for getting the free pass. Or I guess Stevens was generous to Dave, and then Dave just died. So it is what it is. Also, Sneaks streaming his point of view.
Let's go.
go Sneaks. It's got the Waluigi symbol, the blue shell symbol. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Oh, Sneaks is taking a break from SNS this week. Interesting. So this is going to be Sneaks' only go at tournament play today. So this will be really unique. Wario Stadium is going to be huge for Sneaks here in first. So looking forward to seeing what Sneaks is going to be able to do here as things progress into race number 4. Sneaks going to be going out to the lead. That's going to be Gabe in second, or excuse me, Stevens in second, Mario Party King in third. It looks like Gabe has kind of fallen into the mid-pack here a little bit. So this is going to be a little bit... Oh, no, Gabe is up in the front. That was Sneaks that fell back from first. Not the start you would have wanted. It looks like Sneaks might have burnt out there then. Dave now here in third, not going for ramps, but Gabe, drifts a little bit the wrong way, hops his way out of it. So a good save, but Dave losing a little bit of time there as Stevens passes Gabe here to get the lead. And Gabe does hit something, whether it was something spanned backwards there from Stevens or maybe Unimunchi had something thrown there. But Dave is going to move into second, but he is going to get immediately redded out there. He moved right in front of Unimunchi's red. And if you know the player has reds and you pass him, then you're going to get what you deserve, Dave. But that's okay. I don't think Dave cares. He's just kind of vibing right now. And Dave, Dave's going for the win, and I don't know. Sometimes early on, Dave would not include himself into things, and then there was a period of time where Dave's like, yeah, I'm actually racing for the win. And this has probably been the season that Dave has had the best chance of kind of playing spoiler here. Now, Stevens kind of has checked out here. I don't think Unimunchi and her inward loadout is going to be able to catch Stevens. Stevens having a lot of experience here on this track. This is going to likely be kind of a free win. Plus, for Gabe and Sneaks, they're going to have to figure out a way around Dave and Unimunchi. Dave, with a great move there, getting around Unimunchi, trailing your banana. And obviously, gatekeeping a little bit of the field there. You can see one of the Waluigis there getting hit. One of the Waluigis did dodge, though. That was Gabe. So Gabe, I think, got hit by something, had the invincibility frames, and is now moving on. Sneaks and Gabe, though, they are charging up, but will they have enough to capture Stevens? And here you do see the mushrooms coming in. It looks like Stevens is going to be able to hold on here, though. We will have to see. Stevens really using up all of his lead there. And Stevens is going to take down Gabe. Sneaks is going to be third. Dave is going to be fourth here. It is closer now between Sneaks, Gabe, and Stevens. So this is actually turning into be not as much of a runaway as I would have thought. Gabe also coming in relatively late. And really, when I say late, I mean late into the tournament picture this past season, just to preface that. And now could take things down. Could be a very big win here for Gabe. Obviously, he has some skill to hang up there with Stevens and Sneaks, who have been more regulars in this series. Sneaks also taking down the first season championship, having a 4-point lead over Gabe and a 7-point lead over Sneaks. We're going to be heading to Shy Guy Falls here for race number 5. So right now, Dave here in fourth. It's going to be Stevens going out there to the lead. Gabe is working his way around there as Stevens, unfortunately, going to be getting sent to the back. Dave as well. Mario Party King's going to move up into third. It's going to be Unimunchi there in fourth. And Daisy Bot, who is clearly the challenger bot of the room, going to be up there in fifth. So keep an eye out on Daisy, just because normally when you're in a wow, why am I stumbling on words right now? A lobby, there is going to be one computer player that is generally going to be a little bit better than the others. That's what's known as the challenger bot. And in this lobby, at least for right now, and everything's going to change here after race 12, it is Daisy. Dave is just bullying Unimunchi there. She whips out some triple bananas, but she uses her bananas up, and unfortunately she should have hung on to those because Dave was just easily able to red her out. Now, challenger bot Daisy here with the triple greens is likely going to get redded out here by Dave, but I don't know if Dave's going to gain the reds. He is. And he whips one out there at Daisy. Only one hits her, so he has another red to be able to take out, attempt to take out Stevens. It doesn't look like that is going to connect. One of the Waluigi's is completely checked out here. That's going to be either Gabe or Sneaks. And we're trying to get an idea of who that's going to be, but I'm not entirely sure exactly who that is. Dave missing out on one of the reds due to the fireballs there from Stevens. He is going to have a boo in pocket. This is going to be crucial for Dave to time this right, because there isn't a shock and play. And this is actually a really good move for Dave. He is going to use it relatively quickly, but if you get shocked on this section with the water going down current, you're going to lose a lot of time. And Dave's going to hop into this build here. Looks like the Waluigi's have caught up to each other here on the final lap. Dave, though, trying to make something happen. Can he get up to 5th or 4th for that matter? It looks like he is, and he's going to have this piranha plane. He's going to go a little bit wide. Something happened to Mario Party King, too, as Mario Party King is going to move into 5th. But is it going to be Gabe or Sneaks? That's the question. Stevens getting 3rd, and it's going to be Gabe taking this one down. And now it is going to be Gabe in the lead for the first time here after race number 5. So our first lead change of the day happening right now. Gabe going to be 1 point ahead there, Sneaks. So I'm going to hop back into the Discord here. Oops. Oh, okay, that was a ping for ad here. I had to turn my notifications off because everybody thinks it's fun to DM you when you're casting. And yeah, my notifications all spaz out. So we have Sal saying my piranha plant refusing to eat a banana and letting me take it. That's wonderful. And I would expect there to be more of that, honestly, as the races progress a little bit. You're going to get a little bit more trash talk, and we're going to be going to Trainbow here for this next race. Like marking, that's what they call it. Trainbow.
I like that.
Yeah, so they're all Rainbow Roads. So I just call it New Rainbow Road. I don't know what the term is for the new one. Then there's this is N64, but I call it, like, people call it Trainbow.
I like that. I'm just calling it that.
And then there's SNES Rainbow Road, which is also cool. SNES Rainbow Road, I really enjoy because I race cars, and it's literally just a series of double apex turns. It's really hard to screw up. But what I like about this Rainbow Road is that you have to kind of handle the drafting, handle not getting hit by certain items and chain chomps, and yeah, and it's really a little bit more front running heavy, and you do have to position yourself pretty well. Pretty much open, so bombs and backs are likely to connect if you're not paying attention. As you can see, Dave there getting hit multiple times. Looks like after everything, though, Mario Party King could be out there in the lead. Oh, man, Dave with a little counter hop there saves himself from going completely off course. But that bomb takes not only him and Gabe out, Gabe's also going to air horn Dave. Say, no, not today. And so now it is literally a three-way race between Mario Party King, Stevens, and Wendybot, of all people. And so there is a build coming into play. Dave is going to go ahead into a boo. He is going to get triple mushrooms here. Now, barring any sort of catastrophe, Dave's going to hop in here. And no shock into play. Takes out Unimunchi. There was a bot. Wendybot actually getting 3rd there, I think.
Wow.
Wow, that's huge. So Mario Party King taking the win. Mario Party King trying to insert himself into the equation. Sneaks and Gabe are tied. Stevens down by 2. MPK is mathematically in it. Barring that the other 3 all get dead last, he would take the lead or tie for a share of the lead at least. So this is really turning into quite the spectacle today. So keep your eyes out, because there's going to be plenty more racing coming, and we're making good time here in this first segment. We got a lot of different track picks as well. We do have 6 more races to go, and man, this is going to be really interesting how this is all going to pan out at the end. I was just hoping, I don't know, I kind of woke up, I think, on the wrong side of the bed today. I was like, man, I don't know with 6 players or 7 players if there's going to be a player running away with this, especially given how long and how extended of a tournament series this is, or at least this finale is. Let me put it that way, not the tournament itself. Race number 7 here is going to be Sunshine Airport, but now it's turning into a little bit of a 3-way race here for first, and you can't even rule out the fact of Mario Party King also being there in the picture as well. So this is going to be huge for potentially a few players here if they can keep themselves in contention. Stevens are trying to run out Gabe right now here as we're getting in the middle of lap number 3. Dave kind of going a little bit wide. He's got 6 coins. Might have to figure out if he's going to want to go for some more money or not. Get up to the 10 to get the maximum amount of speed. It's going to have a green shell there as well. And it is going to be one of the Waluigi players up there in the front. And we'll kind of get a handle on who that is relatively soon. Gabe and Sneaks kind of have a relatively similar play style. I think Sneaks is a little bit more refined. Gabe's is kind of a little bit more of a wild card play style. One, because I don't personally know Gabe, but 2, he plays with a lot of Latin American teams, and generally your play style can adapt pretty regularly. Stevens, though, able to go ahead and dodge the blue from what it looks like. Sneaks, though, getting punished a little bit. Shock coming into play. That's actually going to target Shock. Or no, that actually helps out Stevens right before the glider here as the map does reset. So this is going to be huge there for Dave. He knows Stevens is defenseless. But no, Stevens had defense because he did go through the box. So that is another example of knowing if a player did go through. Stevens able to dodge that blow there from Dave. Dave getting his item booed. Now Dave here having a red shell behind Stevens. It's going to be Mario Party King in 3rd. We're going to be seeing another player billing up into 4th right now. So this is getting to be a little bit crazy here in just a little bit. Final lap, though, so it's going to be Dave firing off that red. That's not going to affect Stevens. And unfortunately here, it looks like Stevens is a little bit too far away for that fire to be effective there from Dave. Dave's just going to have to settle here for 2nd place, and that's totally cool. Still a good points day for points race there for Dave. And we'll have to see what Waluigi was there. It's going to be 4th MPK, 5th Unimunchie. And it's going to be Sneaks getting 6th, Gabe getting 3rd. So now Sneaks going back into 3rd place. Stevens taking the lead here from Gabe, as it is going to be a 3-point lead here by Stevens. So Stevens taking the lead for the first time away from Gabe. So this is going to be a pretty big opportunity now to extend this lead. If you are Stevens.
Hey.
Oh, and Ginja is in the lobby, ladies and gentlemen. So be kind of curious to see how that tournament went for him. We're going to be heading to Mute City. Ginja is down by 7 races, so realistically, unless Ginja wins out like this entire segment, he's not really going to be mathematically in it, especially with the fact that there are 7 players. So assuming you have a pulse and you can beat out a majority of the bots, you know, you're only going to really be down, I would say, maybe about 8 or so points every race. But Ginja going to be coming in racing for Pride now, also going to kind of throw a wrench into things. Here, Steven's going to take the lead there in Mute City. Sneaks there in 2nd. Ginja's going to be that other Wario player, rocking the JP Givener loadout. Dave here going to try and shroom up. Oh, but he gets horned off the map by one of the Waluigis. That is, I don't know if that was Ginja, but Steven's also having a horn. That's why I didn't think it was Steven's. And so both Wario's there. Going to be horning Dave off. Dave here in a plant in 7th, but getting planted of his own from behind. Has no coins. May God have mercy on his soul. And Dave is now 7 coins in 8th. Meanwhile, it's going to be Gabe or Sneaks up there in the lead. That's likely going to be Gabe there in 1st. Sneaks probably switching to that Roy character. Mario Party King there in 3rd. Dave getting that final 10th coin. Has a decent pull, but falls off the track. Hopefully for Dave's sake, we're not going to have to get that fall counter back up on the screen. Got billed off pretty aggressively there by the computer. And if I was Dave, as Dave is literally just unfortunately choking this race, I would have blowed through this mushroom as soon as possible. No shock coming into play, but there probably is one. There it is. And Dave did not get into the star in time. And it's just one of those things. You just got to look at the map. You got to see where these players are. You have to know what's in play. You saw several builds. You saw stars. You saw the blue. And you didn't really know what last place had. And Dave had the item to get into that star. And unfortunately, it's going to get a bad spot from this. Dave, though, going to get a star golden shroom. It's got to be very careful where he's going to use this golden shroom. But is likely going to be able to pass some of the players here. Dave's going to kind of drag race this build, but he is going to make it there for 8th place. So salvages a little bit of something there. Ginja's going to take the win here. Sneaks Gabe Stevens right there. So now it is 3 points separating the top 3, unfortunately, from Mario Party King. What once could have been a 4-way race is now turned back into a 3-way race. And Ginja is waiting for the finals to start. So Ginja is not wasting any Mario Kart time. He has hopped back in and is playing, and then he's probably going to dip, and then he's probably going to come back and play again. As scuffed as that is, I guess that's dedication. So interesting, to say the least. And just because I'm bored, I'm going to go check and see how some of the NEA players, excuse me, Dave, don't ban me. But some of the PlayEX players are doing. Rolls off the tongue, I'm sorry. How they're doing. So Ginja's in the finals. We got, I think, Melpool, Mega, and XNTS in there. Neo Bowser City, this is going to be fun. And really, there is a battle for 5th as well. Mario Party King's kind of solidified himself at the moment into 4th place.
You know you've been playing too much Mario Kart Tour when you expect your level 7 Bowser up here.
Yeah, it's tough to say what's happening because it's not meant for Mario Kart. Anyways, back to the match at hand. 5th place here for Dave. It's going to be the Waluigis, Ginja, and Stevens up there. Gabe is going to be in that trio as well up at the front. Dave here in 4th with triple mushrooms. It's going to be 5th is Unimunchi. 6th is going to be Mario Party King. Sneaks is going to be there in 3rd. Switching back to Waluigi from Roy. And Gabe is going to be probably that Roy player now, actually. So Gabe switching to Roy. Excuse me. This is really turning into quite the spectacle here. Mario Party King trying to do everything in his power to murder Dave. And a lot of these players just really trying to put Dave into a rough position here. Dave, though, is going to get some nice mushrooms there off the ground. It's always good to be on shrooms when you're down behind. Don't take that as a quote out of context. Unimunchi just getting absolutely montaged as she falls back, but somehow, I think she had mushrooms, so she's going to regain momentum. Dave driving straight into a banana here. Now in the back with some of these computer players. That Koopa getting bananaed out. So Dave back into 8th here, going to go get this double box. Blue Shell is out, forcing Dave to go wide here a little bit. Dave here is going to have this star. Will we see a late shock coming in lap 3? We could potentially see that. Also, the Daisy Challenger bot also struggling a little bit too. Ginja and Stevens up there, but look who just randomly popped in. That's going to be Mario Party King into the picture up at the front. Sneaks and Gabe both dying there to something. And Dave's got to be very careful here. Takes a little bit of an awkward line, but avoids getting fired there from Sneaks. So all in all, not a bad thing. That's going to be Stevens up there at the front with Ginja here in third. And smart move there by Dave to not go ahead and... Oh, he goes a little bit wide. He's going to get around the plant there from Ginja. Smart move. Mario Party King second. Dave's going to get third. Ginja fourth. And yeah, that's a huge race there for Dave and Stevens as well. Going to be able to increase his lead pretty dramatically off of that. Now up by just about 10 points or so. And man, I have a little bit of a problem. Time down so horrendous. I just have, it's kind of awkward because my skin is peeling and burning. I just have this pile of like dead skin. Ew. It's kind of gross. Be careful on sailboats, kids. That's all I can say.
True that. What kind of boat is it?
It was pretty tiny. It was like a Jayhawk.
Okay, yeah. I'm a sailor too.
Used to race sailboats back in the day. It was a fun time.
Yeah, I used to race sunfish quite a bit.
Oh, sunfish, yeah.
Yep.
Sunfish are fun.
Moo
Moo Meadows.
My dad races JY15s.
Oh, I gotta look that up. JY15.
It's 15 foot, but it's like really shallow. It's like sailing a saucer.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've seen those things before.
Yeah. You never ever want to capsize one because they're impossible to right.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I see. I don't capsize boats. I turtle. Easy. Anyways, back to the match here. This Dave missing the box there. Gabe's going to be there in fourth, switching to Roy from a few races ago. Ginja's going to be in third. Mario Party King up there with Steven. Sneaks is going to be a little bit in the mid-pack here, so Sneaks having a little bit of a collapse here at the moment. It's going to be a little bit unfortunate for Sneaks unless he can get this momentum righted for himself here. But right now, Dave avoiding the cows, taking a little bit of an awkward path, but didn't lose as much time as if he were to hit a cow. That would have been utterly dreadful for Dave. As Dave now is nice. I'm sorry, I'm just going to make some dad jokes.
Was that intentional?
Yes, it was intentional. Okay. I've lost all will to live right now. Watching this and just seeing this train of Warriors running away here. Dave, or whoever that red was thrown by, I lost my train of thought there for a second, hit a banana. And Dave's got to be careful because that green shell was going to be gunning for him just a second ago here in third, but it's literally all Ginja and Stevens here in a drag race for first. Then the action in the back here is for third and fourth. And so it looks like Stevens probably is going to hang on there for first. If I was correct in seeing Ginja kind of moving up there late, but could be wrong. And it's going to be Dave there getting third, Sneaks fourth. Stevens taking that win, and Stevens is now increasing his lead here just a little bit. And I will be back in about 20 seconds here as I go refill on some Red Bull.
I have Mario Party King. I have no words. So many mistakes. Your biggest mistake was going against me.
Here we go. Cheap Cheap Beach. As we are nearly done with this first segment, we either have one or two more races left. 2 more races to go. Unimunchi saying, I'm going against you. I'm doing pretty good. It's getting a little bit physical there in the mid-pack, and there's pros and cons to that. The pro is one, it makes it harder to break through, and we've been seeing that a little bit. But the con is, if you're in the mid-pack and you're just murdering each other, then we kind of saw it there on Moo Moo Meadows. It allowed that top 2 to just break away, with third on back really having no really viable chance of even catching up to them. So you got to kind of take things in stride a little bit, and really you got to hope with some of your teammates, like obviously it's a free-for-all and it's every man for themselves, but there's times where you do kind of need to pull a little Ricky Bobby and shake and bake a little bit, and put your differences aside. You can murder each other on lap 3 and work together to reel in the leaders. Steven's here going to be having a little bit of a break from the rest of the group here as well. Obviously that Wendy bot way behind is a little bit concerning, and that is exactly why I have been just, my intuition is at an all-time high today. And that's just one of the things that you just need to be aware of. And now that it's completely neutralized the lead, and it looks like one of the Warriors is going to be eating up that red. I want to say that might have been Ginja, because there was some after you business happening there when some individuals saw the blue. There is going to be, well, actually, no. With Ginja in the lobby, all 7 players, all humans, are up in the top 7. Dave moving back into 4th, but Sneaks had a red, and Dave making the inexperienced choice of passing a player there with a red. Sneaks kind of just baited out Dave and just redded him. Now Sneaks here in a star. Fortunately, though, with Sneaks lifting there, it did create that gap for the top 2. Dave and Stevens going at it. Dave here with a pretty solid pull, but is he going to have enough time to pass some players with this? Oh, Dave was going to be able to get a great chain. Didn't get the double, but this is still going to be good for Dave. Up into 5th, he is going to be able to recover from here. And that could have been, that's Ginja up there taking the win. Stevens in that middle of the pack. And this is going to be a huge race for these players to catch back up on. So now it is going to be Gabe and Sneaks down. Why can't I add? Down 13 or subtract 13 there to Stevens. And Ginja doing a pretty solid job for coming in a little bit late. I don't know if he will be able to stick around. This is going to be the final race of the segment. This is actually going to be perfect because realistically, the next one will probably start right at the top of the hour. And, 12 races generally takes about 45 minutes or so. We didn't start right on the dot because of getting the room ready, introducing the stream, looking at the standings and things like that. So this will be really solid.
Just FYI,
now the
repick penalty does apply across the second set. So,
yep, and that's a good point to make. Is the repicks do still apply? So keep an eye on what's been picked. Now, this is a little bit interesting. Ginja completely unaware of what has or hasn't been picked, but Ginja's also not really mathematically in this, so I don't think it's going to matter, or if really a penalty will be assessed to him. Because honestly, like if you don't know what's been picked, you don't know. And normally you can ask, but obviously in the sake of an FFA versus a team or a group race format, it's harder for Ginja to kind of keep spitballing tracks when he only sometimes has 10 seconds to pick. So we'll see what happens. My firm belief is that, if Ginja somehow can get up to like 6th place or something and there's a repick, maybe it would count. But other than that, probably Ginja shouldn't be penalized because he doesn't know. But the other 6 do. And we are here on Ribbon Road. Gabe's going to go out there to the early lead. Big section here at the glider to take advantage of if you are a shock holder, to be able to kill the entire group. A great target shock opportunity. So we'll see how things will play out here in just a little bit. Shock coming into play, and this is going to be huge there for Gabe, who is still checked out, completely unfazed, even gets a box quicker than most of the other players. Sneaks there is in 2nd, Dave here in 3rd, Stevens was coming up with a star. Dave opting to, just take a leap of faith. And it didn't really work out well for him. Ginja going to be there in 5th or so. And a lot going on. And my brain is processing things so slowly right now. I'm kind of scared because I'm getting closer to 30. Yeah, Munchie, that was lag. But it's always funny to see when lag does that. And it looked like Munchie just drove herself into a wall, but I can assure you she did not. Now Dave here has 2 more throws.
What?
Oh, he missed Mario Party King. He's got 1 more. Oh, and he got rid of... That's a little bit unfortunate. So he got rid of the red as he threw that boomerang. That's one of the downsides of boomerangs, and Dave completely missing that one. Is if you're throwing off some items and then you try to boomerang, the boomerang could actually take out the item that you've originally thrown. And I think that was actually from a computer player. That was from the Tanuki Mario. I don't think that was from Mario Party King. It was too far back. And Dave's going to go ahead and get 6th there. Sneaks with the win. Stevens there in 2nd. And for Ginja, he is catching up to Dave and Unimunchie. So we'll have to see how that will play out over the course of the 2nd segment. But there we go. It's going to be Stevens up 10 over Sneaks. And Gabe there with the 126. So 142, 132, 126 are the numbers to watch there between your leaders. I'm going to go ahead and write that down because I know I'm going to forget. 142, 132, 126. Was it Stevens Gabe Sneaks or Stevens Sneaks Gabe?
I took a snapshot of it.
I think it was Sneaks, right? Stevens Sneaks Gabe.
It was...
Or no, Stevens Gabe Sneaks.
Stevens Sneaks Gabe.
Sneaks Gabe. Okay, that's what I thought. So Stevens going to be up 10 over Sneaks and then up 16 over Gabe. So this is going to be pretty interesting seeing how this will all shake out. And then you also had Mario Party King there. We can also list him in since he's mathematically in it there at 108. So he's going to be down 34. So he's got a pretty long shot chance of winning this, but assuming that the other players get killed, he could come back. Also could be a threat for the top 3. So we will see exactly how things will pan out here, but we will be taking a quick break, or I'll be taking a quick break at least, and then we will be reconvening here for the 2nd segment here of the MK League Season 4 Finals.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to MK League Season 4. We just finished up 12 races. We have another 12 left to go here in the tournament. We have kind of a three-way break right now between Stevens, Sneaks, and Gabe. Stevens right now is up 10 points over Sneaks with 142. Sneaks is in second there with 132. And then Gabe is going to be about 16 points behind there in third. So that's kind of the break. And then back to Mario Party King. He's going to be 34 points behind in fourth. So that's kind of the landscape right now. Everybody else not mathematically, well, everybody's still mathematically in it. It's just going to be incredibly difficult with 6 or 7 players in the lobby to kind of break out from how you're normally mathematically in it there with the bots. Ginja is still going here. It looks like they are still kind of working things out on the other end. So Ginja pulling like triple duty or double duty today. And is going to try and probably fight for a 4th or 5th place finish here. So it would be cool to see what Ginja is able to do in his own right. But the battle is going to be between Stevens, Sneaks, and Gabe right now. And so you got to keep in mind that, Sneaks is going to have to win by 11 if he's going to want to beat Stevens. You also got to factor Gabe into the picture there, who is going to have to really start picking up the pace and winning by 18 to 20, also having a solid number of points there, 7 or 8 there above Sneaks. So it can still be possible for all 3 of those players. So right now it's just really going to depend. What's up, Sal? We're going to be heading into Royal Raceway, and remember, just like Dave mentioned last time, the repick rule still applies. But if you're Ginja and you don't know what was been picked, then
I'll be nice. Mercy.
That's probably going to be okay.
As long as he doesn't pick... Well, yeah, we haven't had Baby Park yet, so...
I don't think it's just going to pick Baby Park. I don't
Unless
think you have to worry
wants
about
to
that.
introduce chaos.
Stevens going to take that double. Dave not getting anything, but Stevens... Oh, he legs through that. That was just a false animation there.
Who needs items when you have the satisfaction of pain?
Well, you need items to avoid getting redded, because Sal just kind of opened up Dave there like a can of sardines, and so he's dead. Oh my god. No. So that's going to be another player screening Dave. I think that might have been maybe Stevens. I don't know. Oh, Mario Party King here. Oh, he got into it. Crazy. Dave could have stolen a star there to be toxic. But it's okay. Right now, though, Dave here in a star, going to go get another item. There's a series of bots everywhere. But Dave and Mario Party King, they are way back. Dave trying to get around that Prancer bot and hopefully get a double box here. He doesn't get the double. He drove a little bit too tight. Going to get a red shell and backed there. So that's unfortunate there for Dave. Everybody else is billing up. Dave's going to be back in the 10th. And it's going to be Ginja or Stevens. And another player there switching to the Wario character. So this is going to be incredibly harder to cast. But that's okay. I mean, it was relatively easy the first half. So sometimes you get that sometimes. So yeah, it's going to be incredibly difficult to figure out who is up there in the lead. You got Stevens, you got Ginja, and you're likely going to have probably Sneaks changing his character as well. Ginja's back here, so it's either Sneaks or Stevens. We also have a Rosalina bot up there. I'm assuming that's not another player. This is crazy. A few players getting target shocked. This helps Dave. He got shocked right over the glider. And so Ginja there, unfortunately, getting the brunt of that shock hit. So Ginja's trying to work his way around. Dave here, redding out a few of the bots. Going to finish 7th as Sal just creeps up on the left-hand side of the screen. Sneaks is going to win that one. And Munchie taking 2nd. Gabe they're going to be getting 3rd. And it was just the way that the shock played out. So that was really good there for Munchie. That's been her best race of the day so far. And we're vibing here. Race number 2, going right into it. Be really curious to see what other craziness is going to come the way of this group. And here we go. We're going to be going into race number 2 of the second segment. It's going to be Animal Crossing. And this was an inevitable pick. This is a pick that really favors Stevens. It's a track that Arcadia enjoys. And it is going to be winter, so it's going to be a little bit less traction. And you could see some bagging here. This is going to be one of the season formations, I guess you could say, or variations that does favor a lot of sandbagging. So Sneak's just getting absolutely destroyed there by Gabe there on turn 1. Dave is going wide, trying to collect some money. And, oh, wow, just gets back there with the green. Going to head all the way back to 6 now. So this is going to be a little bit interesting here for Dave, as he is trying to navigate. This is also a blind corner. You got to watch out for backs and stuff too, Dave. Attempting to back somebody there, unsuccessful. Going to get 4 mushrooms, though, and avoids the fire coming in from behind. Going to pass Unimunchi there in 5th. There is a green being thrown. Good job by Dave. Using his back camera to avoid the green. Blue is out. That's going to hit one of the Waluigi players as well. Now, I've been pretty good on my predictions, so I will say that within the next set or two, there will be a shock in play, probably within the next 10 to 12 seconds. So by the end of Dave's lap number 2, got to be a little bit careful here. Unimunchi there, dragging Dave there with the banana. Oh, Dave's trying to get this hit off there on the boomerang. Dave can get a dodge here. This is going to be extremely beneficial for him, but he's in 6th. Not going to quite be the pull that he wants. So no shock. No shock. But that's okay. The back, it's definitely due in the back right now. And there it is. And you do see that. I think that was Gabe that got dodged. And this is going to be huge, as that's definitely going to be changing the running order right now. And so Dave here is going to continue on here with these triple shrooms, followed up by triple reds. And Dave just got to be very careful here. He loses 1 or 2. He's going to chain 1. Okay, that was okay. He missed out on an extra item set, but he is going to be running out a lot of individuals. And this is going to get Dave into a secure 2nd place. Very smart move. He did only get a single box. He didn't chain the last red, but it did allow him to get 2nd. So nonetheless, very well done. Sneaks getting 3rd. Mario Party King 4th. Gabe getting a good spot there. And this is huge for Gabe and Sneaks, putting the pressure on Stevens, trying to increase their lead in this segment to try and get back to Stevens. Now, the fact that Sneaks is matching Gabe is actually hurting Gabe a little bit, because now Sneaks is only about 2 points or so back, I think, from tying Stevens. So that's kind of the real battle. If Gabe can kind of break away here, he'll be in a little bit of a better position to put some points up against Sneaks. Gabe is going to need to beat Sneaks here by about 7 points, assuming that they have a lead over Stevens still. Another thing to note, too, is that Gincha has dropped out. Baby Park has been picked. So we're now back to 6 bots, 6 human players. And I am literally dying. And Sneaks is very upset at Dave, as should the rest of the players be for Baby Park.
Sue me.
So now the other unique thing is that without Ginja being into the tournament to displace anybody, it's actually going to be harder to reel in the lead. So it was kind of a little bit of a blessing in disguise there for Gabe and Sneaks, having that extra player for that long of a time. But now there's going to be a little bit less wiggle room here. And it's kind of leveled the playing field up here for Sneaks along with Stevens. So if anyone was the benefactor of Genja being in this lobby, it was definitely Sneaks. And man, Dave spamming out Stevens there. I don't even know off the mini-map who's in first. I want to say that it could be potentially Sal, but I don't think Sal is running. It's going to be Dave in first. Oh, the blue shell does not track to Dave, so Dave is going to go on a drag racing tear here. And unfortunately, he is going to get past there up on the side there. Sneaks dragging Dave out. Stevens getting hit as well. Stevens has just been, and Dave, I mean, just completely the recipient of everything. And so final lap here. This is, oh no, Dave couldn't get into the star in time, but he is going to get this ground mushroom here and attempt to pass a few players. Unimunchi unfortunately getting hit there at the very end. I'm not sure if that Toadette just did pass Dave up there. No, that Toadette was a lap down. Steven sneaks MPK. Gabe not having a good race, so now Stevens is within 6 of Sneaks, and that could not have gone any better there for Stevens here, who is holding on to his lead at the moment. Yeah, Morton got 5th there, so the bot's doing pretty well. And with one of the bots joining in late, that's also going to probably affect the challenger bot. Maybe a little. I don't know. Not an AI expert. Got some interesting track picks here. And it is Bowser's Castle. So Dave, Unimunchi, MPK, Gabe, Stevens, and Sneaks here in this one. And we're heading into race number 4. I like Bowser's Castle. I used to not be a fan of it, but I don't know. I've really opened my mind up to a lot of tracks. I used to only have a few favorite tracks. But there's something about this track that I really enjoy. And Dave doing the right strat, not drifting there, getting that speed maximization. Going to go ahead, get the double. And is opting to take the right path, so he is going to be following Sneaks. Going to avoid this Fist of Doom from Bowser. And Sneaks looks to be defenseless. That actually is a banana. So
what
Sneaks,
a shame.
Nope, Sneaks was defenseless, so he goes down. Gabe is in first. And Steven's going to be shrooming up past Dave here. A for effort, but the banana actually went off of the start-finish line sign. And so Dave's got to be careful there, but it doesn't matter because the shot comes into play. And this is going to be huge for, well, actually not super detrimental to the lead pack because all of them, including Gabe, are able to go into boxes and get some additional items. Dave is going the slightly slower path, so this actually could allow for Stevens to maybe inherit the lead here. And Stevens, or excuse me, no, Dave not opting to chain there at that set. Something happened there to Gabe and Stevens where they collected each other because now this pack is entirely close.
Sneak
Dave only throwing
on the glider again.
Yeah, Dave's only throwing 1 green. So he has a green and a red left, and that's going to be very unfortunate there for Dave. And his final red going to be rented out there. It looks like the player in 5th has triple reds, and Dave is a sitting duck. Unimunchi passes Dave there for 3rd, and is going to get that other box. It's going to be Gabe and Stevens up there in the lead. Dave's not up in the trick there. So we'll have to see who's going to come out in the top 2. Will there be another shock and play? Huge for Dave here. He's going over the glider with a star. Oh! And I would have spammed into that star as quickly as possible. But yeah, I'm just on it with the shock calls today. Oh man, and it Sneaks is able to outdraft Dave there for 4th. Huge there for Gabe. Stevens there in 2nd though, so this is actually a great opportunity here for Stevens. Really just trying to neutralize any momentum that Gabe or Sneaks is essentially having. And that's one of those things where I would have spammed the crap through those triple shrooms and just had gotten that invincibility towards the end because I just don't trust people. And you know that there's 30 seconds in between shocks being in play. And it was about that time, especially with the disparity between the bots and the human players, to where you have to put yourself in a position to save yourself. And so, man, Dave has had some close calls there with some dodges and potentially dodging some shocks. So we will see what will happen. Neo Bowser City Water Park. Did we get Neo Bowser City?
We did, yeah.
We did. Okay. That was a repick there coming from Stevens. Doesn't matter, though. It's going to be Thwomp Ruins is where we're going here.
It's a good track.
I believe the repick penalty is 10 points, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so that's interesting. Even if Stevens did repick, and I think that was honestly just a mistake, he would basically neutralize his lead with sneaks, and then it would just be pure points. So it is going to be pretty detrimental there for Stevens, but not something that he wouldn't be able to recover from. Dave is getting absolutely destroyed right now by these bots. Not having the best of luck today here. I think we're in race number 5 of 12, so we're getting closer and closer to crowning a Season 4 champion. No Chibi in action. Wait, wasn't XNTS a champion?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it was XNTS. Sneaks was never the champion. So we're going to have a new champion regardless, which is hype. Dave getting murdered out of thin air. Is he going to chain here? No, he is not. And the shock coming into play. Over the cut. Not where you want to be if you're Dave. And we're going to have
Oh, you little.
Gabe, Sneaks, and Stevens up there in the top 3.
Oh, you bugger.
And wow, that is going to be, I believe, one of the bots actually screening Dave out of that set. Could be wrong. Yeah, that's definitely a bot because there's no player popping up. And these bots are getting a little bit aggressive and dicey. It's kind of exciting to see. Good opportunity here for Dave to get rid of this golden before, oh my gosh. Another shock in play. Basically a lap later. That'll likely be the very last shock we'll see, barring maybe something crazy happening at the very end of the race. Dave's up to 6 though. Oh, he nearly... I don't know if I agree with that. Goes right into the bill for momentum rather than kind of milking those dodges. But actually, this could work out well for Dave. This worked out well for him. And Dave is going to lock up a 5th place finish. Mario Party King having a good run there. And it looks like it's going to be Sneaks Sneaks up there in the lead, beating Stevens. Gabe going to get 4th, MPK 3rd. And so Sneaks now up by 6 over Stevens. So Stevens with the slight lead overall still. Just trying to stay right on the tails there of Sneaks and Gabe. This is turning into be a very interesting finals. And the question is there going to be a break from Gabe and Sneaks to really put the pressure there onto Stevens? That's the question. So we're going to have another NBC pick coming in here from Stevens. This might be deliberate now.
Close.
We're going to be going Toad Harbor. By the way, too, if it does pick a random track that's already been picked, it doesn't count as a penalty because it was selected at random. So we're going to get Toad Harbor here. And this should benefit Sneaks. We are underway there. Dave burning out.
I know how to race.
I never said you didn't know how to race.
I'm just reassuring myself.
Oh, Dave's talking to his head, trying to get mentally prepared. Oh, misses one of the ground shrooms, but it's still very early on. Now we're all the way back up to 5th. Gets the double. Oh boy. That bot coming out there with triple greens. Dave has to be a little bit careful. Yep, and the lag from the bot takes Dave down. Narrowly avoids that banana. Oh, Mario Party King flirting with disaster there. Dave looking too much at the view and getting penalized for it. This is going to get a double here. That's going to be Sneaks up in first. It's going to probably be Stevens or Gabe there in second. Mario Party King there in third.
Alrighty.
Shot coming into play. And Dave is life-size, unlike some of his other competitors. So you could see a good move here from Dave. He's going to get a golden shroom. Doesn't get that second box. He also falls off the wall. He's driving left on a right-hand turn.
The walls are glue.
Yeah, they are kind of like magnets. Good use of the back camera to avoid getting destroyed, but Dave is going to... Oh, wow. Nearly avoids the trolley there. He's going to get this double, but Dave is kind of down horrendous right now. We'll see where Dave's going to use this here. It's going to be a break there for Gabe or Stevens here. And this is exciting, too, because for Dave, he does have this blue. He's going to fire that thing off.
Munchie's bull got stuck on something.
Yeah, Munchie might have... If you use your bill in midair, it's a real crapshoot as to what's going to happen with it. Now, Dave miscuing again, but has triple shrooms now with a star. It's going to be huge. I would have personally used my star right about here. That way you could have gotten a little bit of leeway for potentially a last-minute shot. This is going to be helpful for Dave. I think he might get dodged here towards the very end. We go all the way up to fourth. And Mario Party King might have stolen that one. I still think there could be a late shot coming into play. We won't ever know. MPK, Stevens, Gabe, Dave, Sneaks. And it's just so close. Stevens now only up 8 over Sneaks. And Stevens is doing everything possible, you know, having consistent finishes, trying to prevent one of these players from trying to run away and enter back into this championship picture. Gabe also not getting the momentum that he needs, being down 16 from that first segment. So this is looking good for Stevens, but there's still hope as well for Sneaks. We still have several races to go. I think we have at least 6 races left to go. Waiting on everybody to select their tracks. We got Super Bell Subway, Mount Wario, Cloud Top Cruise. Yeah, this is getting to be pretty interesting here. We're going to be going to Super Bell. So a big opportunity here for some sandbagging to take place. And we will see. Dave's fade is here. He's going to go into this single box right now. Going to get 2 boxes out of it. Multiple shrooms. Dave's got to be careful not to DC. Mario Party King is playing with fire right now on DCing as well. Dave here, though, is going to get this double box. Going to star up, and this is the problem, is that the computer players are so bad that Dave's going to likely get penalized here for sandbagging.
When is the blue shell there?
Blue shell's already out. Yeah, the blue shell can go up that path.
I've never seen that.
It does. Yeah, I'm
Shit.
hungry.
Not when I'm on it, at least.
This is good for Dave here. Star in 6th. Can likely chain it here at this set. And this is one of those things where chaining early is going to be huge. Now Dave has infinite shrooms. He did go into that bill a little early. In my opinion, you should be milking. You know the shot's coming. To be milking your dodges. Now this is Dave's final dodge here. He's got to pray that something's going to come out right now. And I think Dave is actually going to get absolutely screwed here just a little bit. As now the dodges have run out there for Dave. And boy, there it is. I mean, it's... Oh, man, I'm just on something today. And Dave, yeah, had he milked that star and Bill initially, I still don't think he probably would have dodged that shot, but he would have come close.
Okay.
Oh, and that is extremely unfortunate with the triple shrooms being booed away. It's going to be Sneaks, Gabe, and Stevens up there in the top 3 battling it out yet again. Oh, and the blind banana. Oh, Dave actually hopped over that other banana, though. That could have been extremely catastrophic.
No!
And now Dave getting ready, but he does have the mushrooms. Oh, the smart bouncing green is going to still allow for Mario Party King to take 4th. But who won that? That is the question. Dave with the top 5. It is going to be Stevens, Gabe, and Sneaks. And now Stevens here has a 13-point lead, I believe, over Sneaks. I could be wrong. Let me double check.
Over Sneaks? I think it's like 3.
Well, it's 3 over Sneaks in this segment, 13 overall.
True.
So interesting sequence of events there. I'm also very hungry. I need to get some food.
Hungry for blood.
Yeah, I don't know. You watch a lot of Mario Kart, you develop an appetite. It's crazy. Shy Guy Falls is the place to be. There's going to be a repick penalty. I don't know who repicked it. I wasn't paying attention, but here we are. A race.
It was a random.
Oh, it's a random? Oh, okay. Never mind. I wanted to say that.
I thought
of it on the
That's a great
spot.
jingle, though. I love that.
Dang it. So good at just improvising.
That was great. Oh my god.
I really wanted somebody to die on a repick penalty, but okay, it's fine. Our top 3 contenders are out there to the top 3, but Steven's getting redded. Sal getting punished as well. Gabe and Sneaks are going to be the top 2. Dave is going to be 3rd. I think Unimunchi has stuck through everything to be able to hold on to 4th at the moment. It's going to be Stevens, though, probably taking over 4th from Unimunchi, though. Sneaks opting to go back. I think he tried to... Yeah, Sneaks is actually trying to troll Dave a little bit. I think Sneaks just wants to hurt people rather than go for the actual, you know, the win here in the season 4 finale, but it's Sneaks' prerogative. He can do whatever he wants, honestly. I mean, it's a little scuffed in my opinion, but okay. So Dave now in 3rd. He's just vibing at the moment. Here we go. Gonna get a green. It's gonna go ahead and drag that green. And now in 1st, Dave does have this mushroom. In the event a blue comes, he would be able to dodge it. But now back battling there between, I want to say that's Stevens. Yeah, Stevens, they're going to be re-inheriting that lead a little bit.
Oh, what a snipe! Did you see that?
And that is a huge snipe.
Holy
there,
crap.
aren't you, Sneaks? Sneaks is literally down horrendous and destroyed.
I'd be so pissed if that was me.
I'm just thinking in my head right now, you can, like, Sneaks right now is not happy that happened. Sneaks is streaming, but also his sound is all off, so can't really get a good reaction. Now, this is an interesting position for Dave to be in. There is a little bit of a gap there between himself and Stevens, but if he plays this oh no, Stevens taking the cut. Stevens either took the Nisk, and Dave falling off and collapsing yet again. Also hitting the off-road here. He's going to probably lose 2nd here right now. Oh, to Gabe with the horn. And yeah, I mean, Dave, you could have avoided that if you didn't hit the off-road, I think. But yeah, Gabe was ready.
Gabe earned it
Say the least.
After that snipe, so I will bow down to that.
And what a way to, what a race. Tell you what, this is getting to be very entertaining. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this ends, honestly. This is going to be
Wait, did I pick desert? Oops.
Dave picking Try Desert here. We're getting the other Rainbow Road TikTok boner. We have a lot of really good tracks that have yet to be picked.
Land. Whoops.
there's so many tracks right now that have yet to be picked that are just solid picks all around. And let's see where we're going to be going next. We're going to be going to the new Rainbow Road.
And by new, we mean 7 years old.
By new, I mean 7 years old. Right now, Stevens has a 10-point lead over Gabe in this segment, so 20 points lead in total. This is the final GP of Season 4 as well, by the way. So this is going to be a really unique position. Dave kind of missing the start there a little bit.
It's because I hit A before by accident.
And so we're going to see how this will play out for him. Unimunchi up there ahead of Dave. Dave already falling off. Mario Party King up there in 6th place.
Someone just ate dirt there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of things that go on this track. If you aren't familiar with this track, the other thing too is that the cannon glider shoots you up, obviously, a far distance because of from one section to the other of the end of the glider section. So you're going to get a broken item set when you cross. Dave finally being the benefactor of some shock here. He's going to move into first. Narrowly avoids the banana. So we'll have to see what Dave is able to do. Also has the mushroom in first, if he so chooses to save it for a blue. Misses that trick there. That's going to hurt him a little bit, but not too much. He does have Stevens right there in his rearview mirror, though. So Dave has to be careful about what he intends to do. Now, good use of burning the shroom there. That was probably necessary. You can go ahead and chain for a horn. And Dave is not going to get it, but he's just going to need to get some money, get to these 10 coins, and try to drive away from Stevens. I don't agree with Dave getting rid of double defense there. That was a big misplay. Dave didn't get that 10th coin. So Stevens might have a little bit of a speed advantage, not to mention that Stevens is arguably still faster. And, oh, man. Yeah, Dave went wide. Dave went wide. It didn't take the tight line, so Stevens is back in first. And Stevens has a horn. Oh, but Dave has a horn, but, oh, man. Dave, though, down horrendous, can't use it in time, but he does try to prevent Mario Party King from taking the spot from him. But Mario Party King still takes it from him, though.
Oh, no!
Oh, and the shot coming into play. And what goes around comes around there for Dave. Stevens going to take the win. MPK there in second. Dave there in third. This is an abysmal race. This is an abysmal race for Sneaks and Gabe. Unimunchi not having a good race either, but this is a huge, huge opportunity here for Stevens. He is now 14 points ahead. He is now 16 points ahead of Sneaks in this one, 26 in total. So this very well, I think if Stevens has one more solid race, barring any challenge there from Sneaks, Gabe unfortunately it doesn't have enough momentum to get past Sneaks and Stevens. This is going to be Stevens' tournament to lose here. It's borderline already wrapped up here for Stevens. So he just has to run his race, stay consistent, and not die. And Stevens would likely be your next MK League champion. So Dave going to be getting a repick penalty there. I hope that the players hold him accountable because Dave is trolling in his own tournament. And I do not. Just want to make sure that my opinions do not reflect PlayEX's opinions here. And Dave should be punished. Might have to make a tweet longer about this. Never mind. That might be. But there will be 7 laps of chaos. That much we do know. And yeah, so Dave could be potentially tossing. I think Dave is kind of locked up 5th, though, assuming he has a 10-point lead there over Unimunchi. Dave, though, going to be getting redded out there, so one of the Warriors is going to be up there in the lead. Unimunchi going to be able to dodge that red. Dave is here in 5th. There's just chaos everywhere. Blue is already in play here on lap number 4. Sneaks there getting past. Oh no, Sneaks, that was lag. Sneaks is still ahead there of Dave. There's another player getting past. Bills are passing Dave here at the moment. There's another player. That's going to be Stevens there in 6th, actually. If Sneaks is already up ahead. And Mario Party King just wrecking Dave. And so Dave here going to be getting another box. This is still a good position for Dave. Stevens getting hit out as well. And this might be the redemption race that Sneaks needs here. Shot coming into play, but that's okay. Dave is going to get this good shroom here. Final lap, and here we go. Oh, that red doesn't track to Dave. Dave's got to be careful of the greens. And Dave is going to get 2nd place. That win is going to go to, I believe, a Waluigi. That's going to be Stevens. And that is likely going to do it right there, unfortunately, with Sneaks. They're now down about 34 points, and Gabe is also down 2. Gabe likely could potentially pass Sneaks here. So I think Stevens has unofficially won this one, but now there is a little bit of a battle for 2nd, as Sneaks was up ahead in the first segment by Gabe by about 6 points. So Gabe needs to be about 7 points ahead of Sneaks to take down 2nd place. And it looks like Unimunchi might have disconnected there, but she is back. Also, shout-outs to Unimunchi. Like, I mean, she normally does have a lot of internet issues, but she's been relatively solid today.
Yeah, no lag today. So
the room's a little bit laggy, but that's kind of normal. Just the nature of, Mario Kart, I guess. TikTok clock here, 2nd to last, penultimate race here of the season. I'm not sure what Unimunchi DC'd with, but with Dave's repick penalty, that also could be a little bit of a battle there for 5th. But honestly, Dave's 2nd there, and in Unimunchi's DC, that could have actually just negated the repick penalty. So that actually worked out well there for Dave. Stevens broke it out into the lead, and Gabe and Sneaks have no response. I don't think Sneaks is actually going and racing for the win anymore. I think he's actually racing to be physical. Oh, man. Dave almost got wrecked there. Gonna back a bomb. It's not gonna hit anybody, though. Sneaks is able to move up ahead of Dave, and he's gonna try to chase down Stevens. But the damage is done for Sneaks. He is mathematically out. Gabe is as well. So Stevens will be the champion. But the question is, who is going to take these other battles that we have here? Gabe there redding out Dave. Now Dave here with triple reds, wasting no time. This is a battle for 5th as well, I think, between Munchie and Dave. I could be wrong at how big of a battle it is, but we'll have to see what Munchie DC'd with, and we'll have to see what Dave has. Now Munchie getting redded out there by Dave. Blue shell's coming into play here. That's going to connect with Stevens. And there is a shock, and this is still probably going to be a full brunt hit there for Stevens. Good residual mushroom there for Dave. He's going to have a star here. He's going to star up and hopefully get a double box here.
what the hell?
But Dave falls off. Stevens, though, plenty of time. There's Gabe. There is Sneaks. Sneaks now battling there in 2nds. Mario Party King's moving up there to 3rd. Sneaks has actually moved there ahead of Stevens, but it's really not going to matter. Only 3 points there of a gap there for Sneaks over Stevens, with one more race following this, so it's all over. So Stevens just really trying to hope for a consistent finish there. Dave is just doing everything he can to fall off and commit suicide. I don't think he wants this to end. But Dave's going to go ahead and get last. He might actually be giving Unimunchi 5th overall. We'll have to see. Dave right now with 91 points.
Pain.
Yeah, Mario Party King 2 being relatively close as well there to Gabe and Sneaks overall, at least in this segment. And this is the final race of the season. We have a few more battles on the line between 2nd and 5th, I think. So where will Dave go? Better not. Nope. Hesitation. Better not be Beaver Park. Yoshi Circuit. So we got Toad's True Pike, Yoshi Circuit, Dragon, Sweet Sweet, Music Park. These are all good choices. I like all these tracks. And we're going to be going to Sweet Sweet Canyon to end things off. This is a Stevens track pick. And Sneaks is up by 1 over Gabe. So Gabe has to basically hope that if Gabe wins and Sneaks gets like 6th or 7th, Gabe could still get 2nd overall. It's going to be, and that's just like one scenario off the cuff. So there is still a battle for 2nd here, and then there might even be a battle for 5th. I'm not sure. But be curious to see what's going to happen between Gabe and Sneaks here. As we are getting things going. It's going to be Stevens out there. No, Gabe out there in the lead. Dave here going to be hanging out there in 2nd. I think Munchie got hit by something. It could have been that ricocheting green that Dave threw that actually bounced off the barrier. Dave completely missing the back there on Sneaks. This is actually is going to allow for Gabe to increase his lead. Sneaks there moving up into 2nd. Stevens has won this already. He is just chilling right now. But there is a battle, and Gabe and Sneaks are really going at it. So this is going to actually help Stevens get back into the picture here for this race. And Sneaks already going a little bit farther down. This is good for Gabe. Gabe really trying to make this push for 2nd place. Dave here in 3rd. Unimunchi there in about 5th. That was a really rough hit. And likely that was Sneaks is doing. And so Mario Party King, who has basically been in 4th this entire time, is also entering the picture as well. Ginja will get 7th for making a starting appearance. There's Unimunchi there coming up in the bill. Stevens there in 4th, but look at Gabe all the way up out there in the front. And with Sneaks on Gabe's tail, if Sneaks can manage to still get 2nd here, this is going to allow Sneaks to remain in 2nd overall. So all in all, this is going to be a good race for all 3 of the top 3. And Sneaks, I don't think Sneaks is going to win this race, but is going to be able to hold on to 2nd overall. Wow, huge plant there taking out Stevens. Red's coming into play. Who's this going to hit? Oh, Mario Party King getting vaulted. Did that lag? Did Mario Party King finish ahead? No, Unimunchi did. Gabe, Sneaks, Stevens. And that is going to do it. Stevens going to take 1st, Gabe 2nd, and Sneaks 3rd in this segment. But Sneaks still with enough momentum to hang on there for 2nd overall. It's not official yet until we get the scores run up and we figure out what Munchie DC'd with, getting an extra 9 points added on. Yeah, Mario Party King, you definitely don't want to go for shock when there's 6 or 7 computer players. It's nearly impossible. But that is going to do it there for Season 4. Stevens was in great control, and the way that he kind of got the win was through this 2nd segment. There was a little bit of a momentum shift there with Gabe and Sneaks trying to come back. And then midway through this 2nd segment, Stevens just kind of went on this winning tear and shut that down. So a good job there for Stevens, who won both segments and won Season 4 of MK League. I think it's pretty safe to say that. The question is by how much. And now it's just a matter of figuring out where Gabe and Sneaks finished. Sneaks did hang on there for 2nd unofficially. And yeah, be curious to see what the battle was for 5th. Mario Party King had a clear command on 4th, also had a really solid score in this 2nd segment. So keep that in mind. And then Ginja had a great run, though, for the limited starts that he had. So that's something else to consider. I'm also going to try and pull up here.
And break out the calculator.
Never mind. I think that other thing ended. So we'll see. Melpool is hosting somebody else. But yeah, Munchie DC twice apparently. So
Yeah.
something to consider. I didn't realize he DC'd the first time. So the moment of truth as we figure out how things are going to be.
Almost there. Do you have a prediction?
Working. As far as who got fifth, I think you got fifth. I mean, the way it is it's going to be Stevens, Sneaks, Gabe, Mario Party King, Dave, Munchie, Ginja. That's it. I bet my life savings on that. But Dave also has that 10-point penalty as well, so keep that in mind. That better be reflected.
Oh, it is.
I will report Dave to the Esports Integrity Commission.
Esports Integrity Commission?
Yeah, they do like FBI raids on
Oh, really?
Counter-Strike players for match fixing. So,
Is that really a thing?
Yeah.
Esports Integrity Commission? Wow.
yep, I'm certified by them actually. So people don't max fix and be stupid.
Never heard of it.
So,
All right.
yeah, you want to cross the boss? I don't do anything with that certification. I had to do it for a job, casting job that I had. Because honestly, I would get DMs from people, and this was for NBA 2K online esports betting, saying, "Hey, the players' names changed. Can you tell me who's who?" And it's like, dude, I can't give you that information. Like, they changed the names because, like, people literally had like this counting system before of who was who. So just like, it's not hard. Just like know who the player is. Recognize like what they wear, their face, whatever facial features, I don't know, whatever you want to do, and then just put their new names with them, and it takes about a day to figure out.
All right.
Yeah.
I have lay score.
So I don't know, Dave, are you going live on this stream right now, or are you just talking my
Yeah,
name?
no, I'm on.
Okay, just making sure.
No,
Okay, so Dave
mic's
has
been
the
on this
scores.
whole time.
Okay.
Okay. In 7th, Ginja, just because he couldn't play the whole time, at 102. In 6th, Munchie at 159. After the double DC in that last one. And then myself, 186. Then in 4th, Mario Party King, 225. Then in 3rd, Gabe, 258. In 2nd, Sneaks, 262. It's only 4 points.
That was close.
There.
That was a close battle, and that's why Sneaks had to have such a good race on Sweet
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then in 1st, Kane with 291. I'm sorry, Stevens with 291.
Wait, what?
Sorry, I had to do that.
Oh,
Stevens
man,
is the Season 4 champion. Congratulations.
And great job for Stevens as well. Season's another UK Mario Kart player. But yeah, Stevens played 6 out of the 10 qualifying rounds, kind of had a clear lead on the regular season points. No XNTS, no ringers really were available. And just there were some moments where there were some lead changes and things like that as well, with Sneaks taking the momentum early on, then Gabe, and then Stevens kind of had control basically from like race 8 or 9 on. And there were times where Sneaks was catching back up a little bit, but it really wasn't out of reach at all for Stevens, and he kind of had control for, I'd say, about 80% of the entire tournament. So really well done, very commanding win. And I appreciate, too, Stevens for playing here, because there's a lot of, and everybody, too, that played today. Because there was a lot of tournaments that you could have played, for various reasons. And yeah, it's exciting to see, and it definitely made for some exciting action for sure. So yeah, that is a wrap for season 4. Kind of crazy. Stevens is your champion, and I'm really curious to see what's going to happen in the 5th iteration of the season. There might be a little bit of a break, obviously, in between. That's to be expected. Obviously,
I think we're gonna.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Everybody the summer off. Because we've been basically going non-stop for like a year now, so
that's totally cool too, because there's going to be a pickup league. That's what this other tournament's for, to get eligibility into that. Obviously, everybody in here, because you're diehard players, you all are, I think, eligible for that. There's a Mario Kart World Cup. So if you're just a general Mario Kart fan, the World Cup starts in like a week, I think. So if you want to cheer on Team USA or UK. Oh, Stevens, I think, is on Team UK. So shout out to Stevens for being on a national team. Good luck in the World Cup. I'm like 99% sure you're on the team. I'm too lazy to look at the registry page. And yeah, I think like there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff going on. I'm going to have a busy summer. I have a new job. I'm going to be, it's Team England. Yeah. I keep forgetting because all the, it's not UK. It's every country split up now. But that's cool.
So don't expect any formalized Mario Kart stuff this summer. We may do like a battle thing, game night, maybe in July and August a couple times, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Probably might be doing some Fortnite stuff though, so we'll see. But don't expect anything organized probably until the fall. Give everyone a break. And if and when that time comes, season 5 will be something new. I think the 10-week FFA is run its course. I think it's time for something new. So,
well, you heard it from Dave. The end of an era. But Stevens is going to be the MK League Season 4 champion. So very well done. And thanks again to everybody who's been playing. And I don't have much more.
Thanks for sticking with us for Season 4 was kind of a rocky one.
Kind of scuffed.
Just because of some things changing halfway through. So
things changing. People going on vacation, enjoying Memorial Day here in the U.S. And I played a little bit and ran. I mean, that was kind of fun, even though my mind's not in it. I don't even know how I casted today because I'm still dead tired. Got to take like a 2 or 3 hour break, and then I have to go to a tournament for another 5 hours tonight. So it's gonna be fun. Luckily, I'm not an MKU, so that'll be great too. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us here, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day, good weekend, and like Dave said, stay tuned. Enjoy the summer. Obviously, stay active in the Discord and all that, but more to come.
We'll be announcing stuff first.
Yeah, on the next iteration, not in the near future. I don't want to make a promise I can't keep here, but just stick around in the Discord, and you'll be in the loop whenever things are going to get going. But have a great rest of your day. I'm Chris Cunningham. We have Dave, Daddy Dave, Spudsicle. He's not on screen, but you can hear him. The omniscient and omnipresent voice on the stream. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, for Season 4. We'll catch you all next time. Have a good one.
All right, there we go.